Here come the jaws. So they got to sling her up and then activate underneath the patches and then splash her in the water, and I hope she doesn't sink. And we're off. So that's 10 past 4. It's 4:45, just left the slip on my way out. It's lovely and calm right now, but there is some wind and it should pick up in the next few hours. Just to give you an idea, we're chugging at just above idle, say 1500 revs or something, and you see with a clean hull and a clean prop we're doing 2.7 knots, which was almost the maximum the other night. I've got a sneaky feeling that is Plod and he's going to pull me over. I don't know what he wants, but they did this to me last time as well, but it was the middle of the night that time. I think they looked for drug runners or something. Well, he just sailed by and gave me a wave, and now he's on his way. I don't know why he had to come so close. I am transmitting on AIS. He knows exactly who I am. By the way, he is not, which is the same as last time. So it's 6:15 in the evening. That's me. That's the first waypoint that we're going to, because we don't want to hit those rocks. This is a cardinal buoy, East cardinal buoy, looks like an egg, Easter egg. And that's where I came from, Cotton Eye Joe. I don't know why it's not printing the track, I told it to. We've got the most important stuff. Speed over the ground, course over the ground, bearing to the waypoint.
So many grey hairs now.
Time.
Please. My guys are taking over.
It's 11 miles.
I like to think of them as silver.
4, 11, 4, 12, 3 hours, so a bit less than 3 hours.
Full to the brim with natural
It'll be dark. We'll be able to see the flashes. The flashes, which is a very quick 3 every 5 seconds for an East Cardinal buoy. There's these guys have got flashes on them as well. Here, here, here and here, so it might get confusing. On TalkSport 2! And we got to go all the way up the coast here, obviously not into the shipping lanes, you idiot. We'll go in here, in shore traffic, and then round the corner, back to there. It's going to be a bit horrible here. I'm going to be straight into the wind, so I'm probably going to end up going up there, and then along there. It's going to take a bit more time.
I'm going to go with
what are they talking about?
108,000.
Darren Bent's a bit thick, isn't he?
108,000
Anyway.
floors. Get a lift,
That's what's happening.
Get a lift.
I like doing this. Could use a whisker pole. My spinnaker pole's too big. It kind of looks after itself, apart from when it gets rolly like this, obviously. It's pretty good. Like when it fills like that, you get a nice little acceleration. Come left a little bit, try and fill it a bit more.
New cars at the motor point. Enjoy that new car feeling without the new car price tag.
Did you know that Sky Mobile has 99% network coverage? That means...
That's like me.
commuters like me.
That's fun, mate.
Yeah, they all get 99% network coverage on Sky Mobile. Hello, Christopher. Would you have your network again?
There we go, 5 knots.
Population.
No one looks like me this time, that can see me.
I'm not quite, well yeah, I'm dead downwind. I've got the first reef in the main. Of course, that actually makes my main still, I think, slightly bigger than a standard twister main. It's a bit, I got a bit too much on the shrouds there. Let's just pull it in a little bit. There we go. Oh. Oh, too far away from the coast. We just lost the radio signal, the phone signal for the radio. But yeah, this is nice. I'm expecting the wind to keep coming round, and eventually it's going to be off the shore, so we will jibe at some point. Of course, I'm half jibed already. Oh, the autopilot doesn't like this. My TP32's gone awry. It's gone all funny. I'm going to have to do some investigation when I get back into Valencia. Down. I'm motoring offshore a little bit to try and pick up what little wind there is. Again, it disagrees with the forecast. It's coming from the other direction, so we'll just have to play it by ear. I've got about, well, I started off with about 44 litres of fuel. Probably use 3 now, so 40 litres of fuel, about 2 litres an hour, 5 knots at the moment. 20 times 5, and then we can make it all the way. We'll be good to go. Oh, well, there's the wind plot for the last hour. 24 knots. So it was 1:30 when the wind started to pick up from 15. It was a nice steady 15, and I was bombing along. It was lovely, and it just grew and grew and grew. I left it too late again to go down the third reef. I was yeah, idiot boy. But yeah, I ended up on the third reef in 20 to 25 knots. As you can see, that's the tail end of it there. Great, so we're playing these games again. It's 10 gusting 20. So how much sail do you think we need? Obviously the engine is now on tick over because we don't need that anymore. Forecast said it should be calm now. Alright, update. It's 7:30. Sun is up. And look, that's the same forecast, saying 8, 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock is starting to die. These are the gusts, and that's gusting 30 knots at 10 o'clock. It's going to take me 2 hours to get to there anyway. By 11 o'clock, come on, 11 o'clock, the gusts are going to be 26. Oh no, by 10 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, the gusts are down to 20 knots. I'm tempted. I mean, this is forecast as well. And the thing is, the strongest gust I've had through here in the last half an hour was 18 knots, which is, you know, it's normal sailing wind. So I'm kind of tempted just to get a move on. But let me show you where we've been all night. Well, not all night, since 5 o'clock. I'll try and keep you out of the wind while I'm talking. So that's Calpe right there. And I've kind of been hiding in the lee of that. Some fishing boats just gone past over there. I've lost them now. If we look over here, there is a sailing yacht over there, just about to go through the sun. The sun is up. And again, he's come from where all the bad weather's supposed to be. Here's the boat hove to. Literally backwind the head sail. Put the mainsail just a slight angle to the wind. Tiller is hard over and lashed, and she's just been sitting here going virtually nowhere through the water zero. And you have a look. It's a bit dim now, but so that's 5 o'clock when I hove to, and you can see I've just kind of meandered in this direction over the last 2.5 hours, and that's less than 3 nautical miles that I've covered there. So yeah, hove to, but I'm really kind of wondering whether I've wasted my time or not. Well, I haven't wasted my time, because it's always good practice and I could relax a little bit. I didn't actually get any sleep, but I did completely switch off for a while, which is good. Yeah, I think I'll finish my cup of tea. Oh, yeah, and of course now I'm tired. I'll finish my cup of tea. I'll pray to the wind gods, sacrifice a virgin, and then be on my way, I think. Yeah. Carry on. You'll have to excuse the TalkSport radio, but I need a bit of company just to take my mind off everything. Rounded the Cape Cabadinal at 11. The wind was on the other side, it was quite reasonable, 15, occasional gusts up to about 18. As expected, it strengthened a little bit as I've come around the corner, but it's still only, it's showing 16 to 18 steady, and it's not too bad at all. I've got all the reefs in again. So we're fully reefed up, but we're still making 5 knots, so I'm not going to shake anything out. I was kind of anticipating getting a blast as we came around the corner here, and we did to some degree, but nowhere near as bad as I thought, which is why I haven't made a video for you, Mick. There are a couple of sailboats around. There's one right behind me there. He doesn't seem to be making much ground. I'm sure he probably is. There's no one as small as me out here. And there's at least one over there as well. So yeah, I gotta go this way for a little while. Let me just show you on the chart. I gotta go up here for a bit before I can. But the wind is gonna, in the next hour, the wind is gonna spin round, disappear, and then come back up my jacksie. So hopefully it'll be downwind, run into Valencia. But you know, that's what the forecast says. I can't believe I just said that. Yeah, the wind's going to do whatever it wants to do. There are many possibilities, some of which are shown in various forecasts. Oh, right, it's all calmed down a little bit now. So I've shaken out. I left the first reef in because I just, you know, too difficult. But we're just going around that place. I can't remember what it's called. It's very nice. The wind is down now, below 10 knots. And that fella is racing me. He's starting to catch me. And that's annoying. He is bigger than me, but still. It's why I'm hand steering because the tiller pilot's no good at it and we're trying to go really fast. So, although I'm no good when I'm talking to the camera. I bet you can't hear me anyway because of Talk Sport. Anyway, yeah, look, scenic pictures. It's still cold though. I'm wrapped up, nice and warm. So, pretty sure. So I'm just sailing underneath the cliffs here. It's better if I keep an eye on what I'm doing. The sun is now out. The wind is down to 6 knots. So no danger. I can motor away from this if I needed to. The wind was coming from where we're going to earlier. So I had to go up that way, and then I turned this way, knowing that the wind was going to veer, which it did, and now we can go this way, and it should end up coming all the way around and give me a push in a little later in the afternoon. It's 1 o'clock now. Blimey. That boat over there, I don't know if you can see it, it's been behind me since about 10 o'clock this morning, and he's bigger than me, but I've been staying ahead of him. He's been following me. He tacked when I tacked. He tacked again when I tacked. He's desperately trying to catch me. He should be well past me by now. I'm knackered. I'm in a tiny little boat on a big ocean. It's very scary. He's a big one. There's a little one over there. My buddy's still over there. There's lots around. There's a racing boat very close to the cliffs where I was before. I'm not alone anymore. I was all alone all night. I was all alone all night, and now I'm not alone anymore. How nice. It's 5:30 in the afternoon. We've ended up on a dead run to Valencia, which I'm not doing. So we're here, Valencia here, and it was straight downwind, which I've done for a little while. It was fine earlier, then of course the wind got up. We got up to about 18 knots, 19 knots, and I thought, yeah, bollocks. I put third reef in the main, but then the wind backed as well. So no, it veered. The wind veered as well. And then we ended up being on a dead run towards Valencia. So so I'm going to jibe and jibe and jibe. Maybe only need to do one, maybe do it twice. But it's much more comfortable like this. I've been steering most of the afternoon, just for fun and practice. And I'm better than the autopilot in these kind of conditions. It was a fun day sailing, a really fun day sailing, I have to say. Especially when I was in the race with the other boat, which I won in the end, amazeballs, and then a Pogo 40 something or other just came screaming past me downwind. I was doing 5 knots thinking I'm very proud of myself, and he was doing about 10. So that shut me up. Anyway, there's the sun and the Spanish coast, and we're going to head, I don't know what's in front of me here. There's a little marina as well. Oh, look at that. We'll get caught right on the hook. So I'm going to head into about here, I guess 15 meters, and then turn around, go the other way. And eventually we'll end up going over there. You might be able to just see the mast of the Pogo. He's right there. So he's not in Valencia yet. I lost him on the AIS. This new antenna that I've got, the range is nowhere near as good as the old one. I'm kind of almost tempted, because I really did like how good the old AIS was, although I've just bought this new antenna, binning it, and buying whatever's the best antenna a man can buy. Plus the Windhawk you know, working properly. So I guess about 250 euros down the pan there at least. And I need to find someone in Valencia who can install one as well. I'm not going up the mast anymore, I'm too old and infirm. There's a ship over there on the horizon. So what to say? We're doing 5 knots over the ground, but obviously we're not going directly to Valencia. I thought we were, and it looked very good for getting in about 11 o'clock, maybe slightly earlier, but not dead downwind. So midnight, fine. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, fine. The only thing is the last time I made an approach into Valencia after a long single-handed sail, I caught a polythene bag, a big industrial polythene bag on my prop just outside the marina when I was fully packed up and ready to go in. And I ended up having to get the Genoa out sharpish and sail in. It went alright, but then I spent a night on the fuel dock in really bad conditions because it was a rough night. So that was not much fun. So we don't want that. I haven't had any sleep. I'm not tired at the moment. I watched an episode of Game of Thrones. That was nice. Is there a lot of wind noise? Shall I try and look? There's a logbook, some nuts which are disgusting. That's all packed in there so it can't fall off. That's the bunk with the pillow and my other fleece to keep me warm. Haven't actually managed to use that. The galley is a mess. Oh, I might have another cup of tea though. I was going to cook something as well. I've got some stew in tins. Spanish stew with beans. Otherwise, all quiet on the Western Front. As I said, we are... That was me putting the reef in, then deciding I didn't like going downwind after all, so then we go this way. So we are 24.5 miles away. We're doing 4.8 knots, 5 knots call it, over the ground, but we're not going directly there, so it's more like 35 miles, maybe, well, 30 miles probably. So you can do the maths. 6 hours, 7 hours, 7, let's call it 7 hours. So past midnight, something like that. If we're lucky. Right, I'm going to get back to doing some steering. I'll give you one last look at that's the cape that we came round in both directions. Weather's lovely, and it's not forecast to build into anything horrendous. Of course, we know about forecasts, don't we? But you know, if it just trots along like this, 15 to 20 all the way home, I'll be very happy. I'll be lucky to. Catch you later. Despite my earlier optimism, it has got a little bit on the rolly side. So I shall be eating a la pan in order not to spill everything. I'm having ravioli and chicken rolls, whatever they might be. About 2 hours to go. That's Valencia docks. He's stationary. There's one coming out there. There's one going in there. There's another one going in there. All these lights. Very confusing. It's rush hour. I'm heading for that flasher on the end of the mole. Ready? Flash. I don't know if you can see any of this. Thank goodness for AIS to put some context into everything. This is a superb display. Really good. Look at this, another massive one coming out. I'm on a collision with him. The one that was in front of me before is just freaking parked right in my way. Gotta carry on. Could be here sometime because I've got to let it pass me now. He's going so slow. But he's so big, I can't get close. This guy's going to get me with his weight.